Once again, we are practicing here interrogative negative sentences. Let's get start. Today you have got target 100 sentence.
Does he not buy a car? Does he not bring water from river? Does he not fly in the sky? Does he not take bath daily? Does he does he eat breakfast daily? Does he not come here daily? Does he not like go to tuition? Does he not like read? Does he not play cricket? Does he not write a letter? Does he not swim in the river? Does he not do our work daily? Does he not teach you? Does he not read him? Does he not does he not fly in the sky? Does he not take bath daily? Does he not prepare our meal? Does he not make our food? Does he not burn the hood? Does he not light a lamp? Does he not switch on the fan? Does he not close the door? Does he not switch on the fan? Does he not ride in the bike? Does he not ride in the bike with our friend? Does he not climb the mountain? Does he not abuse to me? Does he not go to market from for buy a car? Does he not prepare our me food? Does he not take our meal? Does he not wear our clothes? Does he not go to school? Does he not like go to school daily? Does he not play with me? Does he not wash our clothes? Does he not sleep there? Does he not give me a pillow? Does he not buy a car? Does he not build apartment? Does he not buy the apple? Does he not brush the crackers in the Deepavali? Does he not come here daily? Does he not go there? Does he not ride a bike? Does he not drive a bus? Does he not play with our family? Does he not like to him? Does he not spread the mat? Does he not cut the vegetable? Does he not swim the river? Does he not bath? Does he not bring water? Does he not fill the pen? Does he not switch on the fan? Does he not open the door? Does he not go to walk daily? Does he not build apartment? Uh, does he not sit properly? Does he not like writing? Does he not eat junk food? Does he not like does he not like cut the vegetable? Does he not shut the door? Does he not pick up a pen? Does he not give me a card? Does he not bind his neck? Does he not abuse me? Does he not backbite to me? Does he not bask the sun? Does he not breakfast daily? Does he not go to school daily? Does he not like teach to him? Does he not like him? Does he not like open the drawer? Does he not put the pen? Does he not fly? Does he not uh, catch the ball? Does he not go to play in the field? Does he not wear this lower? Does he not clean our shoes? Does he not like the vegetable? Does he not eat vegetable? Does he not drink the milk? Does he not switch on the fan? Does he not go to walk? Does he not eat junk food? Does he not like swim daily? Does he not see a picture? Does he not watch there? Does he not slap to him? Does he not beat him? Does he not swim in the river daily? Does he not beat me? Does he not fly to the aeroplane? Does he not ride with our family? Does he not make food? Does he not catch the apple? Does he not break the flower? Does he not sit there? Does he not properly speak to each other? Does he not kick? Does he not kick to him? Does he not like Yogesh? Does he not like apple? Does he not go there and play? Does he not build uh, a tower? Does he not pluck the flower? Does he not bu- brush the garbage? Does he not put the pen? Does he not Does he not brush the crackers in Deepavali? Does he not play carom? Does he not sit properly in free time? Does he not follow the discipline? Does he not follow the traffic rules? Does he not does he not take does he not take a pen? S- does he not wear his slippers? Does he not spread the bed sheet properly? Does he not clean our room? Does he not wash his hand to eat breakfast? Does he not take bath daily? Does he not play the carom to his friend? Does he not like friends? Does he not go to tuition? Does he not take bath daily? Does he not switch on the bulb? Does he not write in the copy? Does he not do any work in free time? Does he not achieve our goal? Does he not ride a bicycle? Does he not to ride a car? Does he not drive a bus? Does he not build a apartment? Does he not bite apple? Does he not cut vegetable? Does he not fly? Does he not cut? Does he not wear? Does he not shut the door? Does he not go walk? Does he not uh, like uh, reading? Does he not read? Does he not play? Does he not bring the bag? Does he not carry the vegetable to the market? Does he not cry in the class? Does he not follow the discipline? Does he not use the mobile phone? Does he not like use TV? Does he not like a picture? Does he not like see a picture? Does he not read in the book? Does he write very long paragraph? Does he write a poem? Does he not bring the bag? Does he not switch on the fan? Does he not wear the opticals? Does he not saw properly? Does he not walk daily to a long distance? Does he not cover the long distance? Does he not wash his hand? Does he not take bath in cold water? Does he not like go to tuition to the cold weather? Does he not like anything? Does he prepare his food? Does he not like up? And does not he prepare our food? Does not he buy a car? Does not he break the wood? Does not he burn the lamp? Does he not light a lamp? Does he not cook food? Does he not drink the milk? Does he not drink water? Does he not take meal properly? Does he not buy a car? Does he not draw a diagram? Does he not saw games? Does he not like play football and chess? Does he not take bath? Does he not wake up early in the morning? Does he not get a coin? Does he not do our work? Does he not spread a table sheet? Does he not shut the curtain? Does he not build a apartment? Does he not crying in the class? Does he not cut the tree? Not does he not uh, build a tower? Does he not dig our ground? Does he not build a canal? Does he not make a diagram? Does he not draw a picture to the girl? Does he not like the girl? Does he not like to talk any girl? Uh, uh, does he not beat me? Does he not fight with me? Does he not abuse to him? Does he not ask the question in the class? Does he not backbite to me? Does he not pluck the flower? Does he not charge the phone? Does he not like to clean our bed sheet? Does he not like clean our room? Does he does not he burn the garbage? Does he not burn a hood? Does he burn a pages? Does he not like eat fruits? Does not he pray the god? Does he not bring fruit to market? Does he not drive a bicycle to his friend? Does he not ride a bike with our friend? Does he not spread spread a bedsheet? Does he not bring vegetable to market? Does he not carry a bus? Does he not get a pen? Does he not achieve his goal? Does he not like eat? Does he not play? Does he not come? Does he not go? Does he not play? Does he not dig the ground? Does he not take bath daily? Does he not drive? Does he not wash? Does he not sit? Does not he get? Does he not sleep? Does he not feel good? Does he not feel like good in cold weather? Does he not feel cold? Does he not like cold weather? Does he not like rain? Does he like summer? Does he not like winters? Does he not swim? Does he not fly? Does he not wake up? Does he not build? Does he not eat? Does he not burn? Does he not switch off? Does he not shift there? Does he not open? Does he not close? Does he not bring? Does he not carry? Does he not use? Does he not throw a ball? Does he not see a picture? Does he not like saw a picture in a movie theater? Not does he not see see everything? Does he not wear this optical? Does he not write a letter? Does he not write a poem to his book? Mm, does he not run daily? Does he not fight to me? Does he not bring a bicycle? Does he not buy a bicycle to his friend? Does he not spread? Does he not bring? Does he not wear? Does he not slap? Does he not teach? Does he not read? Does he not eat? Does he not take? Does he not does he not wear? Does he not polish his shoes? Does he not eat? Does he not drink? Does he not fly? Does he not build a apartment? Does he not bind? Does he not prepare his food? Does he not take meal daily? Does he not to invite his friend to a birthday party? Does he not uh, celebrate his birthday? Does he not go to parties? Does he not like a big party to celebrate his friend? Like uh, does he not like rainy season? Does he not to carry the garbage? Does he not fly in the sky? Does he not brush the crackers? Does he not saw the weather? Does he not saw today weather? are good and bad? Does he not play the chess? Does he not buy a jaggers? Does he not does he not does he not uh, feel the slender? Does he not switch on the bulb? Does he not draw picture? Does he not make videos and blogs? Does he not go to jungle? Does he not go to jungle and party? uh, does he not go waterfall and see everything? Does he not go to our family? Does he not come here daily? Does he not like to English? Does he not like Hindi? Does he like Hindi? Does he not uh, build a waterfall? Does he not build a car? Does he not buy a water bottle? Does he not swim in the river? Does he not fly there? Does he not kill? Does he not cut? Does he not wear? Does he not write a write a write a poem? Does he not wear clothes? Does he not take rest? Does he not like feel good? Does he not feel bad? Does he cut the cut the vegetable? Does he pluck the flowers? Does he not build a road? Does he not build a strong house? Does he not sit there? Does he not sit our family? Does he not talk with our family? Does he not does he not does he not eat food with our family? Does he not like to does he not like to talk our family? Does he not sit our family sometimes? Does he not does he not go in क्या बोलता हूँ, ground? Does he not like play with our friend? Does he not like with does he not like going to our family? Does he not like bring water to our friend? Does he not drive a bike? Does he not like to does he not like to, a bicycle? Does he not burn the garbage? Does he not go to forest? Does he not go to parties? Does he not like party? Does he not like swim in the river? Does he not take a bath daily? Does he not wake up early in the morning? Does he not go to river? Does he not fly in the sky? Does he not swim? Does he not take bath? Does he not sleep at a fixed time? Does he not get early in the morning and read our books and notebooks? Does he not read tonight? Does he not wear these opticals? Uh, does he not like feel good? Does he not does he not does he not dry does he not dry our clothes? Does he not trim a flower? Does he not does he not saw the sky? Does he not like to play? Does he not dig a ground with our friend? Does he not build an apartment to our family? Does he not buy a car to our friends? Does he not uh, buy jaggeries? Does he not buy ginger garlic paste? Does he not buy cakes? Does he not make fruits? Does he not grow does he not grow properly? Does he not grow vegetable? Does he not stand there, does he not like stand to any person, does he not like any person, does he not wear the clothes, does he not like dig a ground, does he not play with me, does he not cut the does he not harvest, does he not uh, hang the hang our clothes, does he not swim, does he not fly, does he not bring, does he not carry, does he not write, does he not read, does he not give a speed, does he not write a essay, uh, does he not write, does he not read, does he not wear opticals, does he not shut the door, does he not open the door, does he not swim daily in the river, does he not like cold water, does he not drink hot water, does he not climb the tower, does he not climb the Mount Everest, does he not shut the shutter, does he not cut our hair, does he not comb his hair, does he not bind his neck, does he uh, not bend the backbone, does he not to weep, does he not like go to school, does he not weep a small child, does he not to sit properly in the class, does he not ask the question to teacher, does he not take our meal, does he not prepare our food, does he not make banana shake, does he not shake our hand, does he not fire the forest, does he not give water to our relatives, does he not close the door, does he not spread the bed sheet, does he not draw a picture to a person, does he not like wear cap, does he not have hair, does he not buy a car, thank you.
A very fantastic, fabulous performance. 22 minutes 47 seconds you have completed 100 150 sentences. Very nice.